Hi everyone, and welcome to another Forex Power Hour. I'm Marcello. Today is May 1st, 2014. We're going to do today what I've done for years, which is an analysis of the markets and evaluation of our strategy, which is based upon the 5 p.m. Eastern Time close of our daily bars. So we're going to talk about how it works. We're going to go into our market analysis, talk about trades that we have or may have taken or biases that we have chosen previously. Okay, so our formula for success is number one, to find the bias, which is the probability of price moving up or down. So if we have a buy bias, that means there's a high probability that price of a currency pair will go up. Sell bias, high probability that price will go down. Consolidation bias is there's a high probability that price is going to bounce off of two ranging points. How do we execute our biases? We take a set and forget it trade. That's number one. So we determine the entry, the stop loss, take profit right after the bias is chosen. And also, we day trade in the direction of our bias using pods for bigger profits. Okay, so we have a day trading room. We also have a day trading course. If you go on the website www.tribeforex.com, you will see that trading course there. And also get free access to the trade room. All right, so that's where you can execute using your biases and actually make some big money. All right, so let's take a look at our charts. So now I'm looking at the euro dollar. You can see here that I had a area of support and resistance at 138.78. You can see that price broke through it, 138.88. And then closed low back down into our channel. Once again, my call is to sell bias on the euro dollar. So I said it, sell bias. I think there's plenty of room to the downside. I'm going to be looking for a sell, potentially a bounce off that 138.78. Again, we're at 138.68. And so that's what I'm looking for. I've got some sell positions in, and so I'm going to hold on to those on the way down. This dollar Swiss, looking for areas of support and resistance now based off of and bouncing off of our swing lows here. And so what I'm going to look for here is specifically is I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on this lower area of support here on this trend line. And so I'm going to look for price to bounce really off of 87.78, come down to 87.78 by 12 pips, and then begin to move back up into the channel dollar Swiss. All right, so that is my dollar Swiss. That's where we are. Pound dollar. As you can see, the pound dollar continues to move up. I actually had sell bias on the pound dollar yesterday, and you can see that the pound dollar actually went up. And, until I get a clear bounce off of 168.50, proving that the market does not wants to use it now as an area of support, I'm going to still call a sell bias here. So we've got price move up, and we are above areas of support and resistance. We're going to look for a sell. We're going to look for a hard sell, most likely tomorrow, from 168.50. Now, if price comes down here to 168.50 on my lower time frame, and it does not go straight through. If it gives me a reversal candle here, I'm going to consider potentially a buy. So I've got a sell bias here on the pound dollar. Looking at the monthly, we're at a key area to determine where price will go. Now we're getting outside of the range. The only candle that we have there, this is no longer valid, by the way. This trend line is no longer valid. The only area of resistance that we do have sits at 168.50, where we're sitting at right now. And that area of support and resistance is held since 2009, which is why I'm holding on to it. This is a very good place for the market to drop and come down, back down to the channel of 51.50, which would be lovely if we could get that. So we're going to wait and see what happens. The best call is for a sell here, just because we are at the area of support and resistance. After I see a bounce off of the 168.50 to the upside, showing a reversal candle, some form of support or market acknowledging that 168.50 is support instead of resistance, then I'm going to be calling a buy. But for the time being, I'm calling a sell here on the pound dollar. All right, so my dollar yen, it's kind of hanging out in the middle. I couldn't call the dollar yen. It was just in the middle of this channel. It didn't go anywhere. We had very, very small range here of 23 pips. Okay, not a lot of range here on the dollar yen, and so I can't call anything on the dollar yen at this particular juncture. Once again, it's just in a range, really, really tight range here on the dollar yen, not going anywhere. I believe that tomorrow we're going to see some real action on this currency pair, just because, you know, we've got the non-farm coming out, and I think that it's a good time for us to see some surprises. Okay, so give a little space, or wait till you know, price really does move and prove itself. Same thing here on my pound yen. My pound yen, actually, I would call the sell here on this pound yen. You can see that price did come back up to previous highs. So that sell was taken out. But I'm still thinking that price is going to end up coming back down into this range. Now, why do I do that? Because I have a longer term perspective. So if you look at this, we have swing high to swing high here, and that's the only swing high and the only area of support resistance we can look to besides the 200 EMA at 178.95. So being where we are right here, if the market determines that it wants to, it can really come down quite a distance from where it is. Okay, and this is what it looks like on the weekly. It's come right back up to previous highs. You can see it, we're in the apex, so something big is going to happen. Either it's going to break upward or break down. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. And I'm going to look for currently we're in consolidation. With the top of the consolidation, a sell here again on the pound yen. Dollar CAD, I did call a buy. And see here that price did actually move up back to the 50 EMA, like I said. And then it ended up coming back down and closing low. So that's what exactly happened there, and we're right back to our lower trend line. Okay, so if we get a strengthening of the dollar tomorrow, we can see price move up on the dollar CAD, and our longer term forecast tells us that the market very well may do that. It's using this trend line as an area of support for the time being. Euro yen had a small movement up in the buy direction, and we expected to see maybe more movement. We expected price to come down to 141.17 and then bounce off the upper trend line here. That didn't happen. We're kind of in a consolidation, so I'm not going to call anything on the euro yen. The New Zealand, looking at the monthly, we've got a nice doji pattern. I'm expecting price to come right back inside of this doji pattern, inside of this flag here. And basically we can see where price goes from there. Now, if it doesn't do that and we get a close above here tomorrow, especially above this range, we can look for maybe a buy, but I'm going to let this unfold before I make any calls on the New Zealand. Aussie dollar, basically just meandering. I did not call the New Zealand or the Aussie dollar yesterday, actually. And so once again, I'm going to be waiting on the New Zealand and the Aussie dollar to unfold a bit more so we can get some price action, figure out where the market wants to go. So you can see here on the monthly, we had a nice reversal candle that formed right off the 50 EMA, which does bode well for a nice sell off of the Aussie dollar. We just don't have proper confirmation just yet on the Aussie dollar for us to be able to take that sell. So we're going to wait for price to come down a little bit. But all this movement here has really formed a nice reversal candle for the Aussie dollar to the downside. So be looking for potentially for a sell on the Aussie dollar at some point. And that's about it, guys. Wish you happy trading. We should get some very good movement tomorrow. And good luck to you in your trading. Talk to you soon. All the best. We'll be right back here on Monday. Bye-bye.